Welcome to another edition of Ego on Break. I'm your host, Dynamite J. Andrews. Got the Mississippi Madman Logan Creed sitting to my left. And yeah, our tree is still here. So it's going to be a little flappy today because the wind is blowing and we've got the windows down. So maybe the noise will get by and it won't be so loud, because I'm sure it's very loud on here. But we're going to talk about WrestleMania weekend, I guess.
Sure, if you want to.
Sure, man. So, Madman, watching your wrestling?
Actually, I didn't.
Well, you're no help.
I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I watched MLW last night. That's the first thing and the only thing I've watched.
I got you. I watched a lot of stuff that was put out for free. Like a lot of companies put out like one match, like a pre-show match or whatever, for WrestleMania weekend, and I tried to watch as many of those as I could. Yes, I am a cheapskate. No, I did not buy anything.
I watched MLW on YouTube.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So if I couldn't find it for free, I didn't watch it. Saw a lot of highlights of WrestleMania. People putting up certain things and that. I don't know if I saw the whole match of anything. What I did see, I did enjoy. Like I say, I think I was catching highlights and stuff like that. So I don't think I saw the whole matches. But overall, I thought, you know, what was it? WWE reported, 80,000 people were at WrestleMania. So
some change.
You know, there's probably at least twice that was in town for wrestling.
Yep.
So I believe everybody done good. I haven't seen anybody saying, you know, we had bad crowds or anything like that. So I think overall, WrestleMania weekend was a success for the promotions that were there.
If you were in that state, you probably had a good crowd.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of buildings, you know, hosted, you know, like a wrestling event every 4 hours. So yeah, they would start at like 10:30 or 11 in the morning and not end at like 2 or 3 at night. So they would be like shows back, you know, clear out the building and get the next crowd in, you know. So you know, you change the aprons on the ring and that was it. So there's definitely money being made WrestleMania weekend. I saw the first match I saw over the weekend was, and I'm, you know, we're horrible. We don't take notes, or if we do, we leave them at home. So
I didn't watch nothing, so I didn't.
I watched the WWN match for the contract. It was like a 6-way elimination match.
Mm-hmm.
And to start the match off, Shotzi Blackheart came out and was like, if this is for a WWN contract, you know, their shine, their shimmer, all that's under the WWN banner. Why is a female not in the match? She wasn't going like, hey, you know, I want to do intergender wrestling. She just saying, if
I want a shot.
Yeah, I want a shot, because you have companies that, you know, are strictly women wrestling. So why is there not a woman in this match? And some guy was in the ring, and I wish I could remember his name because he lasted like 4 seconds when she got in the ring. She hit her move on him. The bell rung, 1, 2, 3. He was eliminated. So
he had the easiest pay of the night.
Yeah, I think his name was like Cyrus or something. So Cyrus, congratulations on the easy payday. Yeah, but it also had Barrett Brown. He's been in Ego before. He's a Texas guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's working all over, doing stuff with New Japan and Evolve and stuff like that. But I guess he's not under contract anywhere. So he was in the match. There's a guy named Retro, and I wish I could remember the rest of his name, but that's kind of he's like a throwback to like the 80s or 90s or whatever. He was in it, as well as John Silver and several other people. Harlem Bravado was in the match. And I wish I could remember the other two guys, but either way, Barrett was like the third or fourth guy eliminated, so he made it about halfway through the match. So congratulations to Barrett. You were not the first guy pinned, so that's always a plus. But Barrett did not win. The Retro guy won, and he has a cool little gimmick. I've seen his work before. I just, for some reason, his name is slipping my mind. I want to say it's like Alex Daniels or Alex Reynolds.
You
or
say
something like
somebody
that.
in the 80s gimmick, I'm like, this has been done multiple times.
Yeah, he's
so
doing it really cool though. Like he's doing a
idea.
good job at it. He's got like the retro hotties. He's got like 2 females that come out to the ring with him, and that kind of thing. So it's cool to see that match. Cool to see Barrett part of WrestleMania weekend. I have not watched this match, but I think it's a match I'd like to find. Marco Stunt, Mississippi's very own, made his return to wrestling following, you know, a broken leg or whatever he had. And he was at Joey Janela's Spring Break 3, and he wrestled Joey Janela. I don't know if he won or lost, but I think he lost.
I'm pretty positive. It wasn't called Marco Stunt, so how much you want to bet he didn't win?
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't Marco Stunt spring break. So
it's named after you. The chance of you winning is pretty good.
Yeah. So, but congrats to both those guys. They've both been in Ego before, so it's super cool to see those guys out on the biggest stage. O'Shea Edwards, Cabana Man Dan, and their partner, whoever he was, I can't remember, Mr. Brickster. Mr. Brickster, the man of Lego fame. They were a part of Independent Wrestling.tv's event, and they won their match. So that's more Ego guys that were at Wrestlemania weekend. And hey, it's cool for them. I saw O'Shea hit a moonsault off the top. So kudos to O'Shea.
Yeah, I've seen a video where he'd been practicing.
Yeah, so he definitely broke it out.
I'm glad I wasn't the one he was practicing on.
Yeah, I know Cabana Man Dan was also part of another event because he was in the ring with Hornswoggle and Scott Steiner. He gave a flip-flop chop to Hornswoggle, and Scott Steiner suplexed him. So, way to go, Cabana Man Dan. So, all those guys have been at Ego before, so
my brain hurts.
Really cool to see that. Sorry, Joey Abel. Wrestling's not always about having 5-star matches. Sometimes it's about having fun, and a lot of these events were just that, fun. It wasn't about, let's go out and have, 30-minute Iron Man matches or anything like that. A lot of it was comedy based or whatever, and it was just, hey, let's go party at WrestleMania weekend. So that's what guys did.
Yeah.
And overall,
moonsaults, butts clapping.
Yeah, well, we ain't got to talk about all that. So. Other than that,
you said having fun.
Hey,
that ain't my version. If
it's your fun, hey, go for it, I reckon. Trying to remember what else I watched. I watched the the free for all or whatever, the kickoff show for WrestleMania. Overall, I thought that was good.
Who won the battle?
Braun. It
Surprise.
came down to Braun versus two guys from like Saturday Night Live or something.
Oh God, it really did.
Yeah, and one of the guys brought out his psychiatrist, who may or may not have been a referee or something from Alabama.
My brain just wants to explode. That's why I didn't watch wrestling this weekend.
So overall, Braun's your guy. He won the.
Who won the women's? Oh, you suck.
No, I do know. Hang on. I got to remember because I watched it. I know it looked like Sarah Logan was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
She was the last person, but Carmella, is that her name?
Okay.
Yeah, from like SmackDown.
Yeah.
She had got knocked out, slid back in.
The Uso
Sarah
wife?
Logan. No, white girl.
Oh,
like
yeah,
the New
the
York
moonsault. I'm sorry, yeah.
So, I think she was with Enzo and Cass at one time.
Yeah, she was in the moonwalk. I said moonsault.
Moonwalk. Yeah, that's her. So she came in, like the crowd popped for Sarah Logan. They were really into it.
Did R-Truth come out with her and they did the dance party thing?
No, she just kind of snuck in, threw her out, and that was about it. So, so that was that. That was pretty good. Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy, phenomenal match on the pre-show. It was super good. I really enjoyed the match. Probably out of all the matches I watched, that was, the hardest hitting, most intense. Like they were kind of, they were out there being serious wrestlers and not having fun. So, or I guess maybe that's the way they have fun. I don't know. So to each his own, but if you like wrestling and you want to watch a really good wrestling match, that was it.
Okay, I'll probably start with that one.
Tony Nese defeated Buddy Murphy, becoming the new 205 Live Cruiserweight champion or whatever it is. Apologize that I don't know what the actual titles are called, but I don't watch a lot of WWE.
Dude, that's what it is. I don't nobody else watch that either.
And from what I saw, it was really good.
Yeah, they're both great workers, but when that's the least watched show WWE has, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a really good match. It kind of almost reminded you like early Ring of Honor when they were just going out there tearing it up.
Yeah, look who it was.
So kudos to both those guys for kicking off WrestleMania.
True.
I also watched the Honor Rumble from Ring of Honor New Japan. very cool moment in the match. A lot of guys in it. Some guys, you never heard of. Some guys you knew. But it come down to like Liger and the Great Muta that had the standoff, and the crowd's going crazy and do their signature stuff. And Kenny King, Kenny King shoots in, dumps him out. Boo, bad Kenny King. So Honor Rumble was really cool up until that point. And it was strange, like normally in Royal Rumbles you have people eliminated, 5 or 6 will be in the ring, somebody leaves. It was literally like 20 people in the ring and nobody had been eliminated yet. And then all of a sudden it was like bam, 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 bam. Like they were eliminating them like 2-3 people at a time.
It would make our cameraman work, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And the same thing was kind of similar in the men's Rumble in WWE. Like Braun come out and he eliminated like 10 people just right off the bat. Just like it was a ring full of people and he just dumped them all out. So overall, really cool.
The guys from a television show that isn't wrestling made it all the way to the end.
Yeah, something like that. So, it was good. What I saw Monday Night Raw. I saw most of it. I watched the condensed version online this morning. Overall, it felt like a really good show. I mean,
you gotta listen to the talking. It's usually pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of surprises, a couple of debuts. Lars Sullivan finally showed up. So I know a lot of people were happy that happened finally, since they had teased it for so many years.
6 months, I think.
Yeah. He came out and beat up Kurt Angle. Coolest moment of WrestleMania that I did see. Walk with Elias was out there doing his thing.
And John Cena come back as the Doctor.
Doctor of Thugonomics came out. I have to say, I did get a little happy about that.
That's one of the few things I want to go see.
It was cool because Cena was hating on himself. He was like, "You suck as bad as my movies," and this and that, and so it was pretty cool.
I like Bumblebee. It was good.
Yeah, it was pretty cool with that, just to see kind of that throwback Cena. He was like, "You can count this as my heel turn." I don't know if that was true or not. I don't know if we're going to see Doctor of Thugonomics.
Probably not.
But it's kind of cool just to see that throwback Cena,
If it offended anybody, they'll stop it right off.
Yeah, I'd kind of hoped that Cena would have maybe attacked Baron Corbin, and then it would have been Cena versus Angle for the retirement match.
A lot of people thought that's what was going to happen.
Cena's, Angle was Cena's first opponent, that kind of crap. So I thought that would have been cool. But hey, he tried to put over a guy, so
well, he did. That, in the end, but just that's not who anybody wanted to see.
Right.
So.
But I guess if he was a bad guy and you loved him, then he wouldn't be a bad guy, huh? I mean, heels being heels, right?
I guess so.
So I mean, if you're hated, you're a bad guy. So, but overall, from what little bit I did catch, like say it was few and far in between, and a lot of stuff that was put out there for free. I really dug it. I was in the middle of watching Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta and Chucky T versus SoCal Uncensored. I think Mr. Madman didn't like the match because he wasn't familiar with Orange Cassidy's work.
Pull out of my head.
But I dug it, so way to go, guys. So it was definitely let's go have fun.
Man. That's what y'all like to watch. Go for it.
I mean, I wouldn't want to see a whole show based on that, but Orange takes a beating, and
that ain't no beating.
You're being so stiff, golly.
Then you showed me Bad Luck Fale beating the hell out of people for money.
Yeah, I think Bad Luck Fale was probably the smartest guy over the weekend. So somebody he was just outside a place. Somebody offered him $20 to chop him. He took it. A line started to form. He was charging everybody $20. He said when his hand started hurting, he started charging them $50. The line continued to grow. So Bad Luck Fale probably made cool $5,000 just by chopping fans. So
any of y'all want to get chopped, I'll just charge you $10.
way to go, Bad Luck Fale, smartest man in wrestling, So he definitely made a little extra.
I'll show y'all how tough and stupid I am here.
All they wanted to do was get chopped by Fale and give him a too sweet. It cost them $50. So I mean, whatever, I can't hate on Bad Luck Fale.
No, I don't hate on him at all. I'm just like, what's wrong with folks?
Yeah, I sent John Davis the story and said, hey, found you a side hustle. Just stand in parking lots and chop people. So I'm sure they wouldn't be as willing to give their $50 after they took a shot from John Davis. So they probably been like, "Hey, I send you the hospital bill." So.
Like, I don't want to do it unless we in a match.
I don't want to do it then.
I want to do it then because it gets my blood flowing, but still.
But overall, things was hot. One thing I didn't understand on Monday Night Raw was a box appeared on screen and looked to have some type of puppet dinosaur in it, maybe. A lot of people online were saying it was a buzzard, but to me it didn't look like anything like a buzzard. And supposedly it's like Bray Wyatt coming back. And I'm like, unless Bray Wyatt's coming back as like master of puppets. Is it going to be
the gobbledygooker too? What the hell?
It's just like a... They look like some type of little dinosaur head or something. And like it was probably the thing that's like, you know, one thing is not like the rest, you know, like I don't know whose idea that was or why they thought it was great, but I'm pretty sure if you had to rank it, it's somewhere up there between the gobbledygooker and Rocco from LOD. So I don't know if it's Bray Wyatt. I hope it's not Bray Wyatt because God, it's stupid. I'm hoping it's just some dude getting a call up. You know,
oh, poor guy getting a call up. Hell, he might as well have got the bunny suit.
But hopefully they'll turn into something cool. Like maybe he'll like be remembered like the guy from Raw, like the first Raw, the magician guy. You know, like maybe it's that.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. So whoever the master of puppets is, maybe it's. But it's definitely entertaining, to say the least, or but not in a good way. So,
no.
But I mean, this is the guy that had like, you know, projected bugs on the ring that was supposed to scare you.
That's
so
true.
why would a puppet dinosaur not inflict fear? You know, I'm gonna get you. Rawr. So who knows, man? Like, but people were saying it was supposedly a buzzard. Looked like a dinosaur to me. If it was a buzzard, it was like a buzzard skull.
I might go look for this now. I don't know what the hell. But
it's phenomenal, like in a bad way. So I know you watched MLW. Let's hear a little bit about that because I did not watch it. So go ahead and spoil it for me.
I watched actually last week's because the Battle Ride hadn't come out yet.
Okay.
But wow. Well, I told you the main event was Teddy Hart versus
Myron Reed.
Myron Reed.
Yeah.
And dude, they had a great match. They really did. It was probably 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
And he sold his ribs the whole match. Teddy did. I was really impressed. That was probably one of the best Teddy Hart matches I have seen.
Right.
And you know, Teddy Hart was actually one of the people that jumped in the ring when Brett got jumped. We didn't talk about that.
When Brett got jumped, I saw Teddy punch that guy like 3 times.
Was he the one that was doing it? Because I couldn't tell who it was.
Teddy had like gold pants on. And so he gets in, and they're like pulling the guy out of the ring, so he sticks his arm like through the ropes. Boom, boom, boom. You see that? But if you watch closely,
all I saw was an arm.
Harry is on the floor. He's got like an anvil jacket on.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you see Harry knee him in the face like 3 times. Boom, boom. So,
welcome to wrestling.
Reportedly, the guy was knocked out because Dash Wilder caught him with the first punch and knocked him out.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he was good and dazed from knees to the head.
Yeah, so if he was knocked out, he was probably thankful because I'm sure Teddy and Davey punching him and kicking him in the face wasn't fun. But I have a suspicion that guy probably fell down the steps when they got to the locker room. So
he gonna be like
and it's funny, he's reported to be like an amateur MMA guy and he got knocked out with the first punch. So hey bro, I think you probably need to go back and figure out your life choices because I'm pretty sure you're not gonna have a successful career in MMA if you get knocked out with the first punch. So
here it is.
So you got and
then it was that's what I was getting to. It was a Daga. I can't find the little guy's name he wrestled.
Ariel Dominguez. I saw that match.
Little bitty guy?
Yeah. He's like buck 10.
Daga didn't bump it like 2 times for this guy the whole match.
That's the only match I saw.
But it was a decent match. And then I actually like they were built with low key out at the ringside with Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
Was really good because Jim Cornette does not like low key, and low key does not like Jim. But like they were very professional. They talked about different stuff that made it seem even more real. I was really behind what they did out there, and it was very, very good. And they did like a referee pull apart. instead of the boys coming to the back.
That's cool.
But that was good. I really enjoyed that.
Very cool.
And then it was Airwolf versus Ricky Martinez.
Yeah, how was that?
That was pretty good too,
Yeah.
man.
Both of those guys are guys I'd like to get in Ego within the next year. I've talked to Ricky Martinez and Airwolf before, just working out, when they're available, that kind of thing. So hopefully, we can get both of those guys in Ego.
The Airwolf guy, now I'm not going to say it, but they were chanting Chikara at him. Had he been in Chikara?
Yes.
Okay.
He was part of the Young Lions Cup.
Oh, okay.
And then I think he was part of this, he did something this weekend with Chikara, I believe.
Like I said, all the matches I saw in MLW, I enjoyed every one of them.
Yep.
They went a little further with the, I always say his name wrong. Was it Manser?
Yeah.
Manser and La Parca. He jumped him again.
Okay.
So I'm curious where they're going with this.
Yeah.
It was like they couldn't find La Parca Jr., so they're hunting for him, and they're like, we don't know where he's at. And then here he comes. Whop, whop, whop.
So was the Parker Jr. that attacked him? Or?
No, it was Manser attacking L.A. Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
we may get a real
no,
death match
wait a
after
minute.
all.
Is he L.A. Park or is he La Parca?
No, he's L.A. Park.
But he was the original.
He's
La
the
Parca.
original Parker,
Okay.
but
I'm sorry, all the lawsuits confused me.
Yeah.
That's why I
the
asked.
company owned the name. So there's a La Parka and there's the L.A. Park, and L.A.
And
Park
his
is
is
the
like
original.
L.A.
A.
Okay.
Park. Yeah.
Gotcha. So that breaks a lawsuit
Right.
somehow.
Right.
Dots.
Yeah, because he's not La Parka, he's L.A. Park. L and A are two initials. So, his name may be like Lewis Armstrong or something. So, or, Lewis Andrew Park. That may be his name. So, L.A. Park works.
And MLW was great. I'm going to watch Battle Riot. Actually, when I get home, I want to see that.
Cool deal.
Because they got I always wonder
There's like 40 people.
yeah, that's a big card, man. 40 daggone people.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Dirty Blondes
They're
are going to be in it
Conrad
because
Parker.
I saw them. They were popping up places over WrestleMania weekend, so I know they were in town. So I'm assuming it's part of Battle Riot.
Mm-hmm.
But I hadn't saw results of Impact versus MLW, but I do want to check that out.
No, I want to see it, but I hadn't looked into it.
Impact, man, I watched Impact, and I can't really remember anything because it was I watched all this WrestleMania stuff. But you're missing out if you're not watching Impact. I know a lot of people say they can't find it, but there's ways to find it if you want to find it. It's on the Pursuit channel. It's you can watch the Global Wrestling Network. They put it on there. They have the Twitch channel. So there's ways to watch it. If you're like, oh, this isn't WWE, you're correct. But if you're like, this is like a super indie, it's a MLW, it's a Ring of Honor, it's a Chikara, Impact's right there with those guys. So they're doing really cool stuff. But overall, it's a very good show. So check out Impact as well. Show them some love. They're really working hard to rebrand themselves and be a big independent company that's on TV and not WWE. Yeah. So check them out, man. They're doing good stuff. So
I'll try.
But yeah, so just to close this up, if you're a master of puppets and you're pretty good at controlling dinosaurs or buzzard skulls or whatever it is, WWE may be hiring. Rawr. You gotta do stuff like that, like Bray Wyatt, eater of world. I'll eat this tree. Rawr. So for some reason they think that's a great way to bring somebody into WWE, and it may be. It definitely worked for Gobbledygook. So
He's made 2 appearances.
I mean, come on, you got a career like that, and everybody knows who he is. So,
what was it?
Survivor Series. Yeah. So hey, what do we know? It could work. So until next time, watch wrestling. Later.